Press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello guys, welcome to Vote Kids Presents India Kids Summit 2020. I have with me Mr. Tarandeep Singh Sekhon. Sir, thank you so much for joining us over here. Sir, the first question, this kind of an event which is particularly kid-centric, we haven't seen that thing happening too often in India. So what do you have to first of all say about this event, and what are your biggest expectations from this event?
I think it's a first of its kind. It's the first ever India Kids Summit happening in the nation.
Yeah.
And at Kidzania, we were super excited and thrilled when IWM approached us with such an idea. We just couldn't wait but to figure out synergies and find out ways of how we could make it much more bigger, much more interesting. How we could contribute and share the knowledge, share experiences what we've learned at Kidzania over the past 20 years, and even learn from the industry experts. And eventually we can apply them in our businesses. So I think it's a brilliant platform. I think India needs more of kids summits because, like I always say, marketing to kids is no child's play.
Absolutely.
And such summits can help us with that.
Absolutely, sir. And with respect to the boom that we have seen in the kids industry, the kids economy, that we have seen probably in the last 5 to 6 years. But before that, it was a really, this segment was particularly unrealized, I would say. But in the last 6 to 7 years, we have seen a tremendous rise. So what do you think have been the factors that have contributed to that?
Absolutely, you're bang on. The segment is rising beyond a year on year. I see the growth to be phenomenal in the coming years. There are a couple of reasons which come to my mind. First is our absolute population. Our kids' population is almost as equivalent to US as of today. So there is a huge TG, where brands can approach, can target. That is one reason. Second reason, what I also see, we marketers today have evolved. We used to look at kids only as applying peer pressures, and blackmailing their parents to buy products. But today they've become knowledge drivers. So they share knowledge with parents, with adults, and eventually they influence decision. So marketers have taken that point of view, and they're trying to curate, get much better experiences for kids, and eventually get some benefits for them. But what we at Kidzania also strongly feel is whatever we do, whatever marketing we do for kids, we should ensure at the heart we are good, we are clean, and eventually we make them better citizens for tomorrow.
Rightly mentioned, sir, but then everything has its pros, everything has its cons. So parents have this fear that overexposure of technology for their children, it can also be hazardous and it can also be harmful, because anything extra isn't good. That's what the parents feel. So I would like you to ask, what would be your message to the parents as well as the content creators and marketers who are running the business, so that they can ensure that the balance and the equilibrium is maintained to perfection?
So here my answer is simple. Whatever we do, we should remember we should edutain kids. And by that I mean, whenever you're planning something, you can just step into a shoe of being a child. And your conscience will tell you whether you're doing the right thing or not. You will have all your brand guidelines, your brand KPIs in picture. But as long as you can deliver a solution which will let the child to get educated, learn something more, hopefully progress, get their skills polished, it's a win-win for both the cases. And for parents, it would again be the same. The parents would eventually know where they have to draw the line. And today the content is available everywhere. Parents can make judgment in few seconds whether that content is, going to be helpful to the kid or not. So that becomes all the more a challenge for the marketer to keep it as organic and ensure at the heart we feel good and right for the kids.
Taking forward from your words, I really hope that it's a win-win situation for not just the marketers but for everyone. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us over here, and I wish that you have a great time going forward and hope to see you soon.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. It's a pleasure.